Morning.
Good morning. Hello. So we'll be starting out with the grammar packet and the verb packet. I'm talking to Mary, but yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not, oh, it's that one, or that one.
So you guys can all sign in to Campus and do your jot form, your sign in sheet.
I put the sign-in sheet in the chat.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Not bad.
second one spoken, yeah, between time.
I hope it's not. Probably is.
All right, so we're gonna begin. We're gonna hit some grammar. Mrs. Hanson, your math instructor, kindly made the program aware of what they're calling gaps that people have when they take the GED. Like a lot of people lack a certain knowledge in certain areas, and so next week is the end of our kind of this semester, second semester spring, where we have the reading and language arts, social studies, and science. We're going to mix it up a little bit for the summer, but we'll let you know more about that next week. What the schedule is going to be a bit different, and we're going to give you guys a chance to do GED ready testing in class. So it's like a good time to kind of evaluate and to look at the test and say like, oh, wow, I don't know that at all, or cool, you know. So, but today I'm just going to do some more grammar because that was one of the things that came up. The first thing that was on their list was the S's at the end of the words, in particular apostrophes. Which is for what? What's apostrophe for? You know what I mean by that, right?
Show more than.
No, that's the big bugaboo. It's not that. That's what people get mixed up. What is it? There's two uses of apostrophe.
It shows possession.
That's right. Possession. There's another use too, of course, which is to when you're squishing words together. Like I'd like to, and you make it into I'd, I apostrophe D. So there's two uses of the apostrophe. And then there's some finer points, like if you have a plural noun, you just put the apostrophe at the very end. So, you know, that's kind of a finer point. We'll look at that. But we're gonna just whiz through our normal packet because we can't really do this too many times. So let me share this screen. And I've opened up the grammar packet if you want to open it up yourself, but you don't need to. Okay. So again, what's the 3 rules of a sentence? I'll go over them again. It just helps you identify your sentences in your essay. And also when you're reading, you want to look for the main subject and verb. That'll help you clarify what you're reading a lot. You know, it's just a skill you learn and then you just unconsciously apply it. It's not like when you're reading, you're like, where's a verb? But you'll have a sense of that when you've done it enough. Are we okay, Aaron? Are you?
What he was asking
Yeah,
about.
I'm trying to get onto there again. To that right there.
Oh, that's called verb packet. So like here's the thing, and then you go into Canvas, right?
Yeah,
you can't see
I
that.
did go to Canvas.
And then you should see verb packet in the class materials if you scroll down. Oh, but we're in grammar packet. Yeah, scroll down even more to we're above older materials and it says grammar packet.
Mary Ann, would you like for me to put that in the chat too?
That'd be great, thanks. Did you see I fixed it?
It's the dark green. And the purple.
Very bottom before the red stuff. Got it? Good. All right, so the 3 rules of a correct sentence, a complete sentence are, it has a subject and a verb. There's only one exception to that, which is a command. When I go sit to the dog, and I always mean you. I wouldn't go like you sit, it just sounds weird. So it's understood when there's a command. Otherwise, you need a subject, somebody who's doing the action or being described, and the verb. What the action is, okay, the player and what's getting done. Unless it's being described, and then it's like the player and then something about them, but we don't go like Tashina cute. Because that sounds not very good grammar, so we say Tashina is cute. So we have a sensible sentence with the subject and the verb. Bakers bakes, what's this, what's the verb? What's the action? Oh, wait, I'm not, this isn't. Yeah, bake, that's the action. What's the subject? Who's doing it? Bakers? Yeah.
So is, baker's a noun, right?
Yeah, and it's plural, it's got that S on it. That's right, it's a person, place, or thing, that's right. It's a noun. One of our 8 parts of speech. So we have parts of speech, what kind of words they are, and parts of the sentence. It's not the same, but they use the same words. King's rule, subject. Accidents happen, subject. Yeah, verb. Is that a singular subject or a plural subject?
Singular?
It has an S on it, so I'm pretty sure it's plural. More than one accident. Accidents,
Yes.
plural, yeah, plural means more than one. And it affects the verb sometimes. Baby slobber, subject. Slobber,
Slobber.
that's an action verb. Yeah. Baby slobbers, so who's doing the action? The babies, who's the player? And the action is slobber, verb. Dancers twirl, subject. Dancers. Good. Twirl. There's one. Subject or well, singular? Action. Oh, action. Just throwing out a bunch of words. What's the action? Twirl. Dancers is the subject of the actors, or the players. Phones ring, subject. Who's doing the action? Phone. That's right. Rob, is it subject or plural? Singular or plural? I'm sorry.
It's singular.
Is it?
No, it has a.
Looks like most of these are plural,
Oh.
actually, when I think about it. Yeah, they are. You know why?
The one that I wrote on my paper was singular. I forgot the S.
Oh, okay. Yeah, put that S in.
Okay.
But no apostrophe. If I had accident happen would not sound right. So that's why I made them all subject, all plural. The accident happened, or an accident could happen, or an accident did happen. You'd have to add another helping verb, another kind of verb. Can't get too much grammar, especially if you have aspirations to go to college. You really can't. And it's not endless. It is a lot, but it's not like endless. Referees, referee. What's the verb?
Three.
Yeah. And who's doing the action? What's the subject? Referee.
Sorry.
One verb packet. I can put more if somebody wants a hard copy. What's your name? Teresa. Teresa what?
Castrated.
Hmm,
I do online usually.
okay. What is your online name?
Teresa.
Okay, that's you. All right. So teenagers rebel, subject, don't throw stuff out without thinking carefully for a second. Who's doing the action?
Teenagers.
That's right. That's a person, place, or thing. It's the subject of a sentence. It's a person, place, or thing. I mean, that's what the world's like, right? There's stuff out there. And then things happen, right? It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of simple. There's also ideas, which are also nouns. And the verb for teenagers? That's a verb, actually, rebel, and it's also a noun, rebel. Thanks. Okay. Snake slithers, subject. Who's doing the action? Snakes. And what's the action? The verb? Slither. Good. Rashes itch. Subject. What's doing the action or?
Rashes.
Yeah. And the action, the verb is itch. Skunk stink. So that's not really an action, but it's still a verb, kind of a special verb, like she smells good. She's not doing anything. She just does smell good. So that's a certain kind of verb. And diamonds sparkle. Same thing. Diamond's not doing anything, but it is a type of verb. So what's the subject of diamonds sparkle? Diamonds, and the verb is sparkle. Okay, so this is, we'll do this one too. We've done this before, but let's go through real quick to grab that subject. I adore chocolate. Subject.
Adore.
Is it adore a person, place, and thing? Out there, like a door? Is it, you know, a door, like, can you see it or? No? Adore? Isn't that something you do? You adore.
Yeah,
Um,
like when you look
but-
at a baby or something, you adore the baby.
That's right. You're not, adore is not the baby or you, it's what's
Something.
happening. Mothers make sacrifices, subject. Mothers make sacrifices. Who's this, who's doing the action? Who's the subject?
Others?
Yeah. It's kind of like there's the subject is like a person and there's the object is what they're looking at. That's another way to use subject. Subjective means that it's very much according to your own point of view. Objective means there's actual facts that you can claim. So that's a different use of those two words, but that's also important. So sometimes you might want to think about the subject is thing that's the main thing. There are objects in this sentence too, but we haven't talked about that part of the sentence. The object is what's being done on in a sense. So I adore chocolate. I is the subject, the action is adore, and the object is chocolate. What's getting adored? Mother make sacrifices. The subject is mothers, the action is made, and what's getting made? Sacrifices. That's an object. We have both those concepts in the sentence. You speak too quickly. Subject. Come on, guys.
You.
Yep. Verb.
Speak.
Yep. And this is an adverb. How are you speaking?
Quickly.
Yeah. To is also an adverb, actually. The dress is too tight. Subject.
Yes.
And what's the linking verb that we use to describe things? Sheena? You don't have too many objects, options. What?
Well, which one?
Or?
Subject,
Nope, the verb.
right?
Can I tight? Is that an action?
Oh, yeah.
That is. That's a linking verb, so we can describe things in the world. Most of our verbs are actions, but there's also ones that just, so we don't just say dress tight. You have to say is. So we use that verb to describe things. I am hungry. I was hungry last night. Okay. That's another kind of, we have action verbs and linking verbs. Hang in. Television could be educational. Subject.
Television.
Yep. Usually comes first. See that? Not always, but usually. Can is a helping verb, and then we have be. Cholesterol. What's the subject? Is that a subject, cholesterol?
Yeah.
What's the subject of number 6? How about 7? What's the verb? What's the action? Seven.
Would it be friends?
That's the subject. What are they doing? Yeah, I switched it up and I asked for the verb. Come on, guys. What are
Listen.
their friends doing?
This is.
That's right. Listen, listen. 8. What's the subject? What's the linking verb?
Is.
Yeah, and then it kind of joins with the verb running. It's running. Patience is a virtue. Subject. Object. Virtue. We're linking a subject with the quality description. The basketball star earns a lot of money. Subject. Good. Earns. That's right. Their actions earns. My vocabulary needs work. Subject. Vocabulary. Verb.
Needs.
Needs. Good. My country is far away. Subject. And linking verb, so you want to describe it. We use a linking verb, which is, and then we can describe it. That country is far away. Cell phones are almost a necessity. I'd say they are a necessity these days. Subject. Yeah. Linking verb. Yeah. And the word we're using to describe them is a necessity. Good. We've done this one before. I'm just going to go through it. These couplers join different kinds of things in a sentence. They often join 2 sentences together, or 2 subjects or 2 verbs. John and I got married. I like you. Anyone wants to chime in, please do so. I like you,
What?
but I cannot marry you. See the comma, because we're joining 2 complete sentences. It's got to have a comma. Good. You are kind to me, but not to others. I will leave now. So our meeting's over, or it could be also 4. I cannot drive, nor I won't be borrowing your car. That's, I guess that works technically.
Nor it won't.
Nor, no, no, that's too many negatives,
Medieval days.
too many negatives.
I say but.
So I cannot drive, nor I won't be. It would be, I cannot drive, nor will I be. There's too many negatives in one sentence. That was like 3. What's another one we could use there? So I won't be borrowing your car. Like jogging, yoga, bicycling, and tennis. I do not like jogging, yoga, bicycling. Here we go. Tennis. Now we just have 2 negatives in that sentence. We have not and nor. Nor is kind of like an or, but negative. The things I don't. I can only do math and English this semester, not both. I can take math. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't take math. Here we go. Rob,
But
But can I take English this semester?
So. Say
Or can I take English this semester? That'd be good if it was a question, but it's not. There's no question.
Nor.
Nor,
It'd be lower.
Yeah.
that's right. I switched the subject and verb around. It's old fashioned. People don't say that much, do they? I don't think I've used nor once in a while, but very rarely. A boy and a girl can wear this t-shirt. Many women can cook, but not all women. Okay, now we have other kinds of joining words that tell us something about the main sentence. They add information, so we call them includers because they include information. So when you have a simple sentence like I am in class, and then you want to add information, you could say until it's time for me to go, or I'm in class only if I understand, otherwise I'm leaving. Things like that. So you're adding information to a main clause. So let's try to get these down. Blah, blah, you can take me to Jamaica. So what you do is you don't just kind of guess, you kind of put all the words into that slot. If you can, that's right, take me to Jamaica. La, I love you, I'll forgive you. Since I love you, I'll forgive you, good.
Okay.
Before you go, stop to say goodbye. And for,
Pretty much. Yeah.
B.
let's say the word, because say the word.
Love you.
Jason,
So,
until the day.
So,
That's right. Includer for this one. Blah, blah, I am happy. I feel something is missing from my life. Although I'm happy, yeah, I feel something is missing from my life. I finished this class. I will take the GED examination after. Good. Throw off the dog. While. And blah, your grades improved. You can have no television after supper. Until. Although your grades improved, that would make sense. Like your grades are improving, you still can't have TV. So all those as good. So in contrast. How about this one? Good. Baba, we argue, you shout. Whenever. I came to America, I've been homesick. Ever since. I'm young, I can wait to get married. Because I'm young, I can wait to get married. Or
Oh, wherever.
wherever I'm.
Ever
Wait.
since.
Yeah, it's gotta be because. It can't be whenever I'm young or wherever I'm young or ever since I'm young. And this last one is apparently not true. I heard it's an urban myth. But is because there are mice, there are not rats, but we already used because. Wherever there are mice, there are not rats, but apparently that's not true. Too bad. I'd rather see a mouse. Yeah, we'll skip this one. We'll do this. I'll print this out. Let me print this out. Maybe Mary can print that page out. Although you guys in Flag have this page. I'll print that out and let you guys work on that another time. We have these different kinds of things. And talked about includers. We have other kinds of things that are parts of a sentence, which we'll get into a little bit more later. Here, let's do the linkers one because we have talked about those a lot when we have.
I'm gonna go text.
Have talked about addition words when you're reading, you want to find the main idea and then subsequently you want to find the supporting detail, like one, blah, 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 blah. Secondly, blah, 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 blah. Finally, blah, 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 blah. So we have talked about these words a little bit. So we have however, finally, first, second, thirdly, in short. So make a little list and do this yourselves for a few minutes and then we'll go over it. So there's the semicolon. We haven't talked about those at all. I doubt those are going to be a big deal on the GED exam. Put it in the chat if you want to. Put that in the chat. Yeah, you couldn't wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can only use them once. Okay, get on it. Chop, chop. So you have good theories about metabolism. There's like they only get used once. Got it? Good to go? Okay. All right. You like chocolate a lot? What's the next?
What?
There is no but.
However,
However, it's similar to but.
I didn't even read that part. The
Oh.
linkers on the paragraph.
You must keep in mind it can cause weight gain. Why, you might ask?
sleep,
Firstly, it's a little paragraph that they're giving. What are they giving? Wait, how? Well, let's not worry about it too much. It's not a perfect paragraph or anything, it's just a little paragraph. Firstly, it contains 105 calories an ounce. Is this true? I don't know. I hope so. I wrote this. I might have made it up, but I don't think so. I shouldn't have. I should have looked it up, right? However, wait, firstly, it contains 105 calories an ounce. Next. Secondly, it is mostly fat, and this takes a long time to digest, although it makes you feel very like calm. I love that. What next? Thirdly, people also find it irresistible and eat more than they intend to. So cross out the ones you've used already. So we've already used however, firstly, secondly,
oh,
finally. Yes, once you have tasted chocolate for the first time, there are chocolate fairies who come out at night to place lots of chocolate in your dreams. And the last one has to be, because we've used all the other ones.
Short.
Yeah, okay, that's a pretty dumb paragraph. I should rewrite. So you guys, this is another test tip. If you don't know what the right answer is for sure, because you check the text and you're still not sure, make sure the other answers are wrong. That's the process of elimination. That has to be the right answer. You might not believe it's the right answer, but you know the other ones aren't. So go for it. So that's like this one. There was nothing left but in short because we crossed the other top. So, all right, let's go on. Now we're going to do the other thing that was on that GED site that said that students had a gap in their knowledge was the apostrophe that I mentioned. And it's for possession. Oh, God. And there's other thing is the verb agreement. It's a real pain in the butt. But on the other hand, just train your ear to hear it right. And most people kind of hear this right anyway. Just train your ear. That's what grammar is. You train your ear or you learn the rules or both. Like I was saying, a comma is a pause. You should hear that when it's necessary to have a little pause. That's training your ear. So let's look at this one. People began to, this is Friday, October 12th, 1492. I did not write this one. It's written by
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
That's right. Oh, gosh. I think I've seen this quote already. I think it was in our Howard Zinn studies and social studies. This looks familiar, right? At the Arawak down in, what was the first island he hit?
It's all over the place.
I think Bermuda was the first island he hit. We'd have to check that.
Columbus.
Yeah, I think this is from a writing on Columbus. That I would have to check. People come to the beach. People began to come to the beach. So this is obviously in the past, right? It's 1492. So all of our verbs are going to be in the past tense. We have present, past, and future tenses. Yeah, there's a few more, but they're kind of mixtures. They Oh, wait, this is in the present tense. They wrote this in the present tense, I'm sorry. Yeah, so they, which one? Are, so sometimes when you're, I don't know why it's written in the present tense, they probably switched it, I'm sorry. They are very well built people with handsome bodies and very fine faces. Many of the natives paint their faces. Others paint their whole bodies. Some only their eyes or nose.
Eyes, nose.
Right. Yeah, this isn't the same one, but it's taken, I can tell they took that off the historical record, because I remember people coming to the beach and being like, hi, and then Columbus was like, oh, these people are, match for me. Remember, then one of them touched a sword and they got cut, and he was like, they don't even know what a sword is. Some are painted black, some white, some red, others are of different colors. So we know the plural is the S on the noun. Or IES. R. Good. They are friendly people who bear no arms except for small spears. And they have no iron. I showed one my sword, and through ignorance he grabbed it. Oh, here we go. By the blade. Good. And cut himself. Their spears are made of
What's
wood.
what's wood?
Wood, which they attach a fish tooth at one and some other sharp thing. I want the natives to develop a friendly attitude toward us, because I know they are a people who can be made free and converted to our holy faith by next. They are this one. The people I have been very attentive and have same subject. I tried very hard to find out is any bold here. Oh, I know what these are written by students. That's what these are. They're written by students. I have seen a few, wait, where are we? Yeah.
Native.
Who wear little. Yeah, natives who wear little. Gold hanging from a whole, has to be it's a hole because it's got an A.
Oh, sorry.
It knows.
I swear I didn't know.
I what learned? I have learned by going to the South, I can find a who possesses a lot of gold. I have tried to find some natives who will take me to the strait, but none seem inclined to make the journey. Tomorrow afternoon, I intend to look for and precious stones. Good. All right. We'll visit this later. It's enough Columbus for one morning. All right, so we'll visit that Elks Club later. Oh, wait, let me just check this one. Yeah, that's nothing, something different. Okay. We will move now to our 10 steps We did the passage on what? What was that big long passage on? Who has good medium-term memory? Remember, it had a bunch of paragraphs.
10 steps to
Reading?
improving reading on a college level,
Yeah,
college grammar, yeah, and having different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's stress and the memory.
yeah, a whole bunch of different, maybe you guys weren't here for last one, which we did was on
Child rearing.
child rearing. And there was 3 styles. Anybody recall the 3 styles that they mentioned? I think that we went over this last class, but I think a lot of you weren't here. So some of you were Kat, do you remember the 3 child rearing styles? Members, Kat, are you there? Do you remember the 3 child rearing?
Yeah, like the authoritarian, authoritative, and permissive styles.
Yeah. Which I don't like because those 2 words are too much the same, but anyway, there's authoritarian and permissive, and then there's the one kind of a bit more in the middle, which is authoritarian is someone who's like, you follow the rules or else I am the authority. But someone's authoritative, they just like, they have a lot of like kind of creds and they have status or authority. But they're not like a dictator, like authoritarian. So those 2 words are too close. I don't think that was very smart of them to pick those words, but anyway, that's what they did. So let's look at it because some people have done it. And we want to see what we came up with. So if you want, please open. Oh, I can't minimize this meeting. Please open your 10 steps and I will put the link in the chat. Yeah, we did talk about how styles of child rearing. Page 125. What we have found out. Yeah. We have found out that child rearing styles have changed a lot. I'm in awe of like some of the things parents try to do with those kids. They reason with them. They ask them to take responsibility and be accountable for their actions, and it's amazing. There was this thing on Instagram where this woman was like, if your child isn't listening, it's because there's no connection between you 2. Okay. Or like your child's acting out, he's trying to tell you something and or he or she are unhappy about it and you have to figure out what it is. They don't just throw a tantrum for nothing. Okay. It's really changed a lot since I grew up, I know that. All right, so this is written by a psychologist. This is the kind of thing that's very different. Reward behaviors you want to encourage and punish behaviors you want to discourage, giving explanations in both cases. Parents did not used to give explanations. They just told, well, in maybe my experience more so than others. They just told you what to do and it was like, you do it or not. Like, they didn't say you should do this because they didn't sit around sort of talking to their children, reasoning with them. But you guys may have had very different experiences than I. One, because you're mostly younger. Show interest, demand achievement from children.
I have 6 kids.
Oh, okay.
I have 5 boys and a girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
5 boys and 1 poor girl.
Yeah,
You will have to explain that a little bit later.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, me and the mother aren't together no more, but I started having kids at 17.
Okay, your child rearing stuff. I'm gonna ask you guys to write about your child, either your child rearing
That's-
style as a parent or
Yeah,
your
that's what I'm
experience as a
processing
child.
right now. They used to send me those signals like like you would say, like there was no attachment and kids would act out like in the grocery store or something or in Walmart. I want candy, I want candy. I'll throw a fit in front of everyone and everyone's looking at you like you don't know what to do.
That sounds tough. Now, what did you do? Pick them up and drag them out of the store?
Yeah,
Face, yeah, so
or the mom would yell. Yeah, so I don't know.
according to this, you would
Marianne, are you on, what are you on right now?
10 steps.
Okay, do you need to share your screen or are we?
Yes, sorry about that.
Okay. All right. So.
So in this one, we're on page 26 now. See, she's really talking to that child. On this one, excuse me. Punish behaviors you want to discourage, but giving them explanations. So some kids streaming on the floor of the grocery store or Walmart because they don't want to, they didn't get their candy. You'd have to be like, you only get to buy 1 candy, you wanted 2, that doesn't work like that. You know, that's all the money I have, or mama doesn't want you to have too much candy because it'll hurt your teeth, or give explanations. You can tell I'm not a parent. I'm like, I don't know, I did. I did a lot of childcare when I was a kid though.
Yeah, or like try to get them to be quiet. So like sitting down in front of a movie and then hand them a bunch of candy.
No. I don't think this psychologist would agree with that one, but bribery, basically. Yeah, that probably works. Bestow approval only when the child is, so you can't just be like, you're a good child when you stop crying after they threw a fit. Okay. And open to hearing the child's point of view. That's, so you have to like really talk to them. So that is style. So let's look at the vocabulary that happened with this. Please ignore those A's. That's a glitch. The word bestow means to give. Elicit. Let's look at through their own inborn temperaments, personalities, or kind of moods. Children influence their parents. It's possible, for example, that easy children will elicit an authoritative attitude from their parents, while difficult children may make tyrants out of theirs. So what's elicit?
Okay.
Draw out. Make sense? The topic of the, I don't like this one, I'm gonna skip it. I don't think it makes sense. 4.
Question, the word elicit, is it spelled with an E and an
Yeah,
I
it's-
also? Can it be spelled with the I?
That's different, that's like pornography.
Illicit means like, yeah, like, so like
forbidden or,
heavy adult material or something.
yeah, it's illicit, it's not, you know. Approved of. Yeah, good question. Which sentence best expresses the main idea of paragraph 6? So let's whip up there and look at paragraph 6. So here's when she's getting into. Raising competent, socially responsible, independent children. High stakes, that's pretty cool. And she's talking about what we just kind of looked at. Those things you do, or don't do. Which is best. Parents who want to raise competent, socially responsible, independent children to do several things. Teach by example, blah, blah, blah. Reward behaviors, you want to encourage and punish behaviors you want to discourage. Giving explanations. Demand achievement, meeting the standards while being open to hearing child's point of view. It's kind of like a matching game sometimes, this main idea, if you're in a hurry, you know. You want to see how many more, how many of the words are in the answer that are in the passage. So which one is the best one? You don't want the individual details. So if it's just one thing that was one of the topics in the paragraph, that's not going to be the main idea of the entire paragraph, correct? Does that make sense? Look at the paragraph again. It doesn't the main idea usually come first too? Not always, sometimes it comes very last. On the basis of her research, Baumrind has recommended that parents who want to raise competent, socially responsible, and independent children to do several things. That's the first big statement. Then she talks about what they should do. Supporting details, supporting details, supporting details, supporting details, supporting detail. What's the best answer? What?
See?
Isn't that just one of the things she recommended? That's our
B, it
supporting
would be
detail.
B.
Why would you want to go with A?
He goes on. This.
Yeah, that's the main thing she's attempting, and then the list is the support of that idea. And it's actually just a quote from the paragraph. So as I mentioned, main ideas. I know it's boring in a way, main ideas. It's the word is not pleasant, main idea. You couldn't get a more bland word, could you not? Main
It makes me
idea.
arc my back and forth to the paragraph, and then I lose my place.
Oh, no, that's-
Where I'm thinking,
No, that's good. No, you should do that. That's good strategy. Check the paragraph, get the right answer from the paragraph. Don't guess. No, that's a good strategy.
I like it.
Yeah, so it's A, and then all the support was the example, rewarding behaviors, and demand achievement were the supporting details. To complete, let's do supporting detail. To complete the sentence, to study the 95 families of children in nursery school. That's a lot. Baumrind used standardized tests, observations at school and at home, and there's something missing, so we just zoom up here. We scan for 95 children. I kind of remember it where it is because I remembered, which is
On top
here.
3.
So here we look at the sentence. Now we figure out what's missing. What's missing? She said testing, observations at home and school. What's missing? Jason, what's missing?
She identified 3 categories.
Yeah, a combination of 3 things. Let's go back down. Standardized tests, observation, school at home, and what's missing? Sheena, what's missing? What's missing? Go back up. We want this point. Standardized testing, observations, home and school, and what's missing? Aaron, what's missing?
No,
Well, we're looking at how she did the studies. Studies are something graduate students do. They set these things up and they get a lot of data. They're like, this parent said this parent said that, this parent
is
said.
it children's behavior or so.
How did she conduct the studies? Using a combination of long interviews, standardized testing, and observations. So she hung around the kids, she interviewed them, and she observed them in school and watched their behavior. This is really at a college level. You guys are doing great.
We
What-
have an answering page.
Have it? Oh, good. Is it in the chat? Did I miss it?
No, we just, long interviews.
Right. That was what's missing. Down here, standardized tests, observations, and long interviews. So you just have to be sharp-eyed readers, I call them close readers, gotta be sharp.
I think it was maybe more challenging because the things were in different order than in the paragraph.
Yeah. We change the order, make it a little more difficult.
Have eyes like a mongoose.
That's right. Eyes like a mongoose. So I'm gonna leave this here. Who wants to run up to the article and look at 2 influences on how a child behaves? I'm gonna get up there and do that. Or if you have the answer from having done this last class, feel free to share. But I think everybody should go. Don't share yet. Let's have everybody go check 2 influences. Get up there and look for influences. You're scanning for the word influences. It's like a matching game. It's like Go Fish.
It's gonna be so hard.
Remember Go Fish? You get one card and then you look for where the other one was. You gotta remember where it was.
Encouragement.
Match. I play match.
Is it encouragement? I'll have to look. Knows for sure, Kat. She was here last time. Let's go look. 2 influences on how the children behaves.
They're inborn temperament, like temperament.
Temperament. Temperament.
They're immature.
Some kids just born with personalities. That's their temperament. That's one influence. And what's the other one?
How their parents like treat them, like their parenting style.
The parenting style. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to go back up here and I have a kind of map of the essay a little bit like Go Fish. Where's that other Queen of Hearts? I'm going to go up here and look for influence and see if that helps me. And I think it's pretty much at the beginning. Blah, 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 blah. That's just, okay. What makes all these kids behave? One answer lies in the basic temperament. A second, here it is, influence.
Vibration and frequency.
I found, okay, vibration and frequency, but they don't.
It's not in there.
They're astrological sign. So you see how I look for that word influence to answer the question. It's like the Queen of Hearts was in the question. The Queen of Hearts was in the beginning of the paragraph. Got me? This is called scanning, looking for that word, influence. So there they are. One is the temperament and the other is,
Should be love too.
that's right. Yeah, influence, emotional environment. How parents are treated definitely includes love. How parents are treated by the family. All right, this is hard, no doubt. And the 3 parenting styles we already know are Kat, authoritative. We have that here in the room. Authoritative, permissive, and what's the other one? The one that's like a dictator.
Authoritarian.
Authoritarian. Thank you. So we're going to take a break, but when we come back, I'm going to ask you guys to write a paragraph. And then I want to get one of those and look at the grammar with you. What type of parenting style did you grow up with? Status to style effective, why or why not? And you can give examples of if it was authoritarian parent, how like one day I didn't want to eat the oatmeal because it had like a crusty thing on it. Skin, I don't like that. You are eating that oatmeal. You're gonna stay at that table until you finish that oatmeal. And you're gonna, and I'm gonna miss the bus. Doesn't matter, you finish that oatmeal. Which parenting style is that? You finish that oatmeal or else.
School.
It's authoritarian. So I want you guys to decide. Now, if you're a parent and you want to use your own parenting style, that would be cool too. So you have to think about that a little bit, but we'll take a 10-minute break. What time is it? See you back here at 11:15.
It's very encouraging, loving. Sometimes too much. Warm my heart on my sleeve. Yes.
Do they appreciate that now?
Yeah, all while being the leader of a gang. Yeah.
That's a short story right there.
I mean.
Sherman Alexie's step aside.
Yeah, life is. Alex,
I was gonna go to the corner and see if they had more of his books. I haven't read all of his books.
so did you check that out yourself?
That's part of our collection.
Oh, that's part of our collection.
Yeah, I read it though, a couple of like a week or two. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna, because at the end it has a new novel.
Could you help me? Could you look up something for me on the computer real quick?
Sure.
Number?
Let me just listen to this message real quick.
Probation, like. Scott Murphy. Probation officer's name. Probation officer, Scott Murphy.
Scott Murphy.
Yeah, Scott Murphy.
have to sign into LinkedIn. Let me see if another.
Would that be the number down here? Down here? Warehouse? Federal probation?
That's
To
federal.
to the main office?
It's your common name. For probation and parole,
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco Street.
Yeah, San Francisco. Wait.
Pretty good, is it? Accelerates pretty quick. Which way you on winter? What's that? Which way you on winter? I have a Sebring that can go. Oh, I'm sorry. It's got front wheel drive. It's like snow. No. My Sebring does pretty good. It's pretty decent. The thing about it is it's snow days. That's why I built my Ouster. On like just a couple of months ago. The prices are bitch. Yeah, they're so like. Put together. Yeah, like there's no space to get it out. I had to take out the alternator and I think a bunch of stuff just to get down. You know, it's kind of pissed taking it, right? But like I'm with new Toyota. Yeah, pop stuff out, pop everything out, pop them out in the place. Only thing that sucks. Buy parts.
Wouldn't there be a number to the front office?
Japanese ones, which are pretty cool. So.
You mean here?
I'm not here, yeah, it's right.
It'll look like a crazy switch.
Court. But I think it's federal court. Just see if you can give me the number to that one.
What is it
Federal.
called again? Just let me try and flag that. This is the same thing. It's so hard. Here, try that number.
Trying to get Scott Murphy's number.
Yeah. Let me try this probation office. How about that?
Already.
I need a number, officer named
Probation.
probation officer named
Scott Murphy.
Murphy. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Oh, I think that
You
it's
saw it one time, yeah.
yourself.
Okay, thank you,
Mhm.
thanks.
Sure. So we're back and you guys can get started on that paragraph. We use a main idea and then supporting detail. Explaining why you think the style is effective or not. Of our 3 parenting styles. To write a paragraph on the type of parenting style, 1 out of 3 that we looked at in the article. And explain which one it was, and then if it was effective for raising a good person. You can give examples of the parenting style, like I said, I had to stay home and eat that oatmeal, even though I was gonna miss the bus. Because the parents were the authoritarians. You give examples and then say, do you think it was effective? To raising a good child or raising a good person. If you are a parent, you can use your own parenting style rather than that of the people who brought you up.
Spell eventually,
Yeah,
with an A?
E.
With an E? E.
yeah, like event, EVE and CUALLY. Something, authority in the household. Jason. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I feel like it'll.
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
Session. All right, so we're gonna work on this another 5 minutes and then we'll look at one or two of them. I haven't had a good follow-up from people who start something in class but never send it to me. Not cool,
Oh, I was gonna-
because I'm not looking at you, sorry,
oh, I was like, yikes.
because I can't help you if I don't get anything from you. So do good, be responsible, do follow-up and mail me things that we start writing in class, please. I'll put my email in here. Some of you have finished already. So you can hand that in if it's hard copy. Put it in the chat, copy and paste it in the chat. Or send me an email, all of the above. I just need to see these. My email in the chat.
So I have to write. I have to type it and then send it to you.
No, you can give it to me right now.
Oh, okay, I'm not doing it. I got, oh, this.
How do I send it to you?
You can type it, you can copy and paste into an email, or you can copy, did you type it?
Yeah, how do I share it directly or
Well, I don't think you need,
can't just share it? What?
no, you'd have to save it into your drive, your Google Drive. And then you can.
Copy and paste?
Well, does it say share? I've never done that. Say share. Maybe just. put this in the chat.
Oh, put it in the chat, like literally in the chat?
Yeah,
That's a lot of words.
that's okay. Can you just write one? So can you write one? One example, like this thing, and one example. Would help. Access is denied.
My access is denied?
No, I'm sorry, it was. Pat was talking.
I had barely like zoomed in, it's connecting.
Send yours. Yeah, are you putting yours in the chat, Rob?
Yeah, I just sent it right now.
Oh, there.
It's not, the grammar's not that great.
Well, we'll work on
Sometimes I'm overstimulated. And like I do much more than what's actually being asked. I actually
That's
take, I actually take medication for that too.
I have trouble slowing down too.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. You put it out there, blah, and then you fix it. Oh, that's fine. It's just you have to take the time.
Okay.
That should slow you down. The grammar. one.
Right.
I will. You can just wait. I will. Okay. So you don't have to edit it up here. Okay, just put a private note.
Okay, we're gonna look at one of these. And it might give you ideas to how to finish yours. Wait, oops. It's not what I. meant to do. I'll let you guys go for a few more minutes and then we'll just look at one of them.
Writing was way not, I misspelled a lot of words, but
Well. Just turn on the spell check. Right? Did you write this? Oh. Spelling and grammar.
I know. Yeah, that's it. The grammar wasn't, yeah, I usually correct it as I go.
I'll just do that. I'll do that right now. Why don't you come up here and do that? Rob, why don't you come up and do the spell check? Up here.
Oh, me?
Send it to you. Check.
Where's the? This is your screen.
Yeah, you can just. Accept or ignore. Sentences.
Like hard to write two sentences without going into detail.
One time. This is on.
A lot of physical stuff. Yeah, I'm just kind of avoiding writing a bunch of stuff. That's what I said.
Just leave this here. Don't miss you, bro.
I'm submitted.
Right. Let me see.
Right? Okay.
So down here, good pointer. Or is it-
Built in operation.
Right click.
It's up here for
Go to
you.
Zoom. You see, I wasn't in Zoom either. You gotta click in Zoom.
Oh, Zoom.
Cool.
Log in your school. Sign in. Just put it in the chat once you get in Zoom. It might not be.
Okay, guys, we're gonna finish up in just a minute. I appreciate you sharing with this topic. I know it can bring up some pretty heavy stuff that happened when we were kids. So thank you for being brave enough to share that with us. Really appreciate it. I won't share anyone's writing if you don't want me to. So let's look at one before we go. Just look at all this. This is a great example of just putting a bunch of stuff out there and then
Yeah.
maybe having to trim it back a little bit. But it's
Yeah, I was
better to
trying
have
to-
more to say than not enough.
I was trying to build a perspective of
Yeah,
how.
so this
I'm not
may,
super-
this may what we call like wander a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not
That's
super
fine.
Authoritative now.
Oh, let's just look at the beginning because it's interesting. Is this the title, How I Was Raised? Are you guys seeing this? Let me make sure.
Parenting style, like it barely mentions parenting style a couple times, but.
Yeah, well, we want to do a combination of kind of sticking to the subject, but also adding a lot of great examples and details to flesh it out so people can like almost experience it with you. Let's just look at the beginning. How I was raised, I'm going to make this a title, which means the main words have to be kept, and mom's parenting style. I find this stuff fascinating, but I know it can bring up some pretty intense memories. Just because, you know, yeah, life could be hard. And
It's better.
complicated.
Life gets better, it evolves.
You never have to go through the things you had to go through when you were a kid in a way. My brother told me that once. It's like, I'll never have the same feelings of helplessness that I did as a kid. Can't happen. I'm an adult now. And I'm kind of like, yeah, that's cool. And you know, he learned how to say no, or like,
Right.
don't say that to me. Or don't answer questions you don't want to answer. Let's just look quickly and see how the beginning plays out. Being raised by a single mom and my mother proved to be very unique. Nice introduction, right? Mom was naturally authoritative as well as grandmother. So there we have our main idea. What was your parenting style? Without actually saying that was their parenting style, but that's good. My parents got a divorce at 5 years old. That left me an extremely overprotective mother with a broken heart who put every ounce of her time into raising my sisters and I the best she could. That is unbelievably beautiful. That's a great sentence. Very sincere and descriptive and yeah, beautiful. Hey, and it makes a lot of sense. The neighborhood I lived in had lots, okay, what's that lots with the apostrophe?
A
I'm
lot.
sorry.
lot.
Sorry to nitpick, but that's not, lots is not owning anything. So it's plural, but not, you don't need to possess it, yeah. Okay, so this is changing the subject quite a bit. So this would be great if it was an essay on the
I see.
influences.
I see that.
So you could put this into a bigger essay, for sure. I would go here and say, the neighbor I lived in also. So we're still sort of on this parent, you know, how to grow up, right? What are the influences on children? So one is the parents, the caregivers and parents. Some are positive, a lot were negative. Neighborhood also had lots of influence on its youth. I was made to attend Catholic school, after school programs, and put in youth sports. All this was attempt to make me go down the right road. And here comes the turning point in this young man's life. Okay, so now we're back. That this would probably be good to move later.
That's kind of out there, huh? It's, well, I got in deep.
Yeah, no,
About
it's, you can, the other thing about writing is sometimes it's great, it's just in the wrong place. So I would move this probably later, because let's get back to mom.
I see that transition too, from where you separated the first paragraph.
Yeah, it's a different topic. Okay, cool. We'll work on that later. Thank you for sharing so much. I've got 3 coming in already, 4, so let me have your paragraphs either by chat, email, or give it to me hard copy if you're in the room. Thank you. I will see you all Wednesday. Thank you for your hard work and concentration.
What's next, Matt, right? Have fun.
Let me just put my, good luck, Pat.
Thank you.
You'll do great.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye, Kat.
Bye, Robert.
You do, yeah.
Bye.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
how would I say this, save